All right, everyone. Welcome to the Grindhouse Podcast. This is episode 21.
21.
I am your old reliable, your host, Edwin Cabrera. Across from me is my co-host, Chris Martin, a.k.a. Critta.
Yeah.
People loving you this week. People loving you this week.
The audience,
You're
the
on fire.
live audience that we have.
Yes. So real quick before we jump into it, it's just us two this week. We're just going to be going through some hip-hop topics. Right off the rip, I want to give a shout-out to Space Cadets. Be on the lookout for Space Cadets. That's Space Cadets is with a 7 instead of the T. They're releasing a music video this Friday that I had a large part in shooting. And so check that out. They're going to release that. I'll probably be sharing it, so keep on the lookout for that.
We were also in New York with them.
We were shooting another music video for them this couple weekends ago. And so that'll be released sometime soon as well. So I'll keep you posted when that's out also. This week it's just us. And we have a few things that we'd like to talk about, a few things that's happened in the world of hip hop in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
After the long wait, Lil Uzi Vert finally released a record, Eternal Take. He's had that name for ever since we heard about this album. Eternal Take has been the name of the record. It's just taken a long time to get to this point. And obviously there's been some hiccups along the way with his team, DJ Drama and Don Cannon.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of teasing of music that never really came out. He had a really terrible single, Footful Shuffle, that I don't know what the hell that was. It's on the album too, or as a bonus.
Yeah.
Anyway, we finally got the Lil Uzi Vert album everyone has been waiting for.
And so what do you think?
Hot fucking trash.
So I tried listening to it today, and I found myself skipping through a lot of it. I'd get kind of like tired of it, and I'd be, skip, go to the next song.
When you hold off for 2+ years on releasing an album after your last album did crazy motherfucking numbers, and I should stop swearing because, people might watch this late night and get butthurt. So I'm gonna keep the swearing to a minimum, but. We're expecting something decent from you. If you've held off for 2 years.
He has songs that from his last project are still played on the radio.
He had some good songs, man. On the last album, he had some good songs.
He did. But here, I'm trying to find it. I haven't found it yet.
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like all the songs that they recorded in the time that they typically record how many songs, and that these are just literally just like the stuff he's had in the vault that he's like.
Do you think it's obviously it's a lot of songs?
Yeah.
Do you think it's more? It's obviously quantity over quality.
It's stream shit. It's he's trying to stream the album. Like, he knows a lot of people have been waiting on this album
because he has a deluxe version that has to come out or it hasn't come out yet.
This album, this album ran too long. We're getting another version with more songs that are probably going to be trash.
But they have features on them, so who knows? And they might be better.
They might be better if for sure. If there's features on them, it might be better. I get that, on this one he sounds vague, like just vaguely different. Maybe he's rapping a little bit more on this one. The rapping wasn't any good. It wasn't like he's a good rapper. So I like when he's doing his melodic thing. He's like kind of singing, and there's the auto tune stuff. I'm okay with that Lil Uzi Vert. Like I've accepted that. I know he's not the he's not a Drake. He's not a rapper. He's not like he's not gonna be one of these guys. But I liked the pocket that he was in when in his last album, EXO Tour Life, all that stuff. That was fine. This Lil Uzi Vert, who's kind of rapping but kind of and the beats, the selection, it's fine, but it's nothing stuck out like.
Why do you think he switched up?
Because somebody is probably different is probably producing him, and as my guess, I think that whatever relationship
it's like big
he
time
ruined
now. It's like
I think whatever relationship
some different people.
I think whatever relationship he ruined with Don Cannon and DJ Drama maybe probably had something to do with the fact that this one sounds a little different. Maybe they're not the one producing him, or somebody on their team is not the one that's producing him, and they kind of let him go and do his own thing because obviously they're beefing. They just want their money. Now I don't know.
Yeah.
My guess is whoever was, putting the music together for him.
It's definitely more poppy.
It's different now.
Sounding like a lot of the songs are very pop influenced.
You know, another thing that, and obviously I shouldn't expect, something of this caliber from an artist like him, who's kind of, came out of nowhere, and the talent level he already had was sort of in question when he first came out, like, because people was like, what is this crap? And then they got used to him and they were like, okay, this is good. And then, he released his bigger singles and everybody loved them. Now we're back to the question of like, how good of an artist is he really? Like, is he
like a one-trick pony?
Is he a one-trick pony? Has his best days come behind? Is behind him now? Is like, what's happened? Because his album doesn't raise any sort of expectations, and also for the amount of time that he spent off without like putting out an album, you would expect that this body of work would be more cohesive.
Yeah.
It would, obviously the production would be good. You think the writing would be better. There's so many things he could have done better on this album. That my guess is that these songs were songs he recorded without any intention of like, there was no thought in putting like a cohesive album together. If he had spent those 2 years really working on an album where it's like a cohesive album, I think my reaction would be different. It doesn't seem like that's what happened. I think in the 2 years he's just been chilling, been driving around his Lambo or whatever he's driving around these days, and not doing much in the way of music. Because all this literally sounds like every rapper trying to make it big, and not a rapper who's already big in my eyes. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found it kind of like, again, it's just not my bag. Like the sounds and I just didn't get anything out of it. I found myself very bored. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, and like waiting for something to happen. But yeah, generally, I just wasn't feeling it.
I'm gonna count the tracks on the album. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 tracks on the album. Yeah. None of them are even a shred worth of
what's the song that's on the radio right now?
I don't know.
There's like one song, and I can't stand it. I like shut off the radio.
I think Silly Watch, Pop, and You Better Move are okay. Like those three are okay. But, overall the album is hot garbage, in my opinion.
I agree.
I thought I had high expectations because I was watching online when the album first came out. I was like just reading the comments, seeing people's posts, and some people saying this is the new or the second coming of Lil Uzi, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Oh, he's rapping now, so on and so forth. I was like, okay, this is like actually getting me hyped. Like we might see an artistic and a driven Uzi because he's been on lockdown for 2 years. I don't think that's what we got.
No,
I don't think that's what we got at all. I think maybe maybe the reason we haven't heard from him in 2 years is because, I don't know, maybe he was worried that he's not going to live up to the hype, and this album is kind of just
Well, I'm sure someone at his level, the pressure is like insane. It's an insane,
and maybe
pressure.
That's why also there was added time because he just couldn't handle the pressure, and he realized he wasn't as good as what he put out previously. And this honestly kind of proves it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely curious to see what the deluxe is going to be like, and yeah.
Are you curious? I'm not.
Well, I'm wondering if the features will change.
They may,
anything.
But it's not going to change the fact that he didn't put his best foot forward on this album.
Yeah,
it was just listening to a playlist worth of the same type of music.
Yeah,
every song sounds the same. He's not giving his all. His rhymes are really tacky and simple. The stuff he rapped about, there's no substance to it. At least before, like All My Friends Are Dead, like that song, like EXO Tour Life, like that. There's something in that song. Like he's putting something in that song. Like even his down to his singing, the chorus. Like there's elements in that song that people can connect with and relate to. I don't think I got a song like that on this album at all. Where it's like he's trying to put a little bit of himself in the music. I didn't see that at all. I just saw a song from a rapper who's trying to blow up. This is what I was listening to. Like I felt like I was listening to something somebody locally put up that's just trying to like make it, and they're like, this is the hot stuff. Like throw in a little bit of that, some beats like this, and then like I do some cool guy rapping, and then boom, we got a hit record. That's what it felt like.
Here's a bunch of records that I've sat on for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people say about it, because if more people are giving it rave reviews, then something's up. Somebody's getting paid.
Yeah.
This was not good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I fuck with the new school artists these days. Like I like new school shit. It just has to be good, and this wasn't. So that's really all I have for that.
Yeah. Same.
In short, don't listen to the album. Save your money. Save your time.
If you got Spotify and you're already paying for it,
Save your time.
might as well just throw it on.
No, don't.
Get them streaming numbers up.
Oh, don't.
That's the whole point of that long album, man.
Let's keep it in music. Let's talk about 50.
Let's talk about him. What do you got?
You want to?
What do you do now?
You want to introduce the topic?
What was the topic?
All right, never mind. I'll introduce the topic. So 50 Cent is executive producing Pop Smoke's album, Posthumous. Is it posthumous or posthumous? I think it's posthumous.
That I don't know. I would have to look that up.
So yeah, so he's executive producing Pop Smoke's album. He's recruiting big name artists like Drake, Post Malone, Roddy Ricch. I think he's reached out to a couple more people, but those are the top three that I remember him reaching out to try to get him on this album. Obviously, Pop Smoke. If you follow Pop Smoke, he's there's a lot of similarities or a lot of 50 Cent influence in his kind of his look, his swagger, in his music a little bit, just like the real tough guy, tough as nails kind of approach to hip hop. Like, there's a lot of 50isms, I think, in Pop Smoke, and I think 50 recognizes that and he's proud of it. Kind of like I think he appreciates the influence, and it's really cool. I think that he's executive producing this album. I think, having an album executive produced by 50, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I love some of 50's stuff, like his older stuff. I don't love some of his like mainstream stuff. So I'm curious to see like where he's going to take it and how it goes. Cause I mean, I haven't listened to 50 seriously as a musician in quite some time.
He really hasn't done anything.
No, but even like when he was popular, I wasn't liking the stuff that he was releasing. It was really right up until he blew up with Get Rich or Die Trying. Like that was kind of like the last thing I really liked from 50. And then like after that, it was just a bunch of poppy, stuff. So I hope he stays in that old 50 lane, and that's how he views Pop Smokes. Like he tries to make it old 50 rather than new like radio 50. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Pop Smoke's like rapping on it, so I doubt he'll go that way, but who knows?
But the production might be, I don't know what you heard about me, but you just can't
the whole
get
song.
a dollar out of me.
Ad-lib that shit.
No Cadillac, no purse, you can't see that I'm a motherfucking PIMP. All right, we'll take it. So yeah,
dislocated my arm trying to
you should have just
blood.
had me do it. But yeah, I'm excited for it because I do think that obviously because pop is dead, people are going to be listening to it because that's what people do when somebody dies. Then they support the artist.
I mean, and he made good music.
Pop made good music,
Yeah.
of course. He made good music.
Got some bangers.
So I'm excited for it. We'll see what 50's got. I think it's releasing in mid-May sometime.
Okay.
So we'll have to keep an eye out for that and see where 50 takes that.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely curious.
Excited for the features too, man. Like, it's gonna be.
Have they announced like who's gonna be on it?
No. I'm just going off of who 50's been. I think if any of those artists that 50 went after, like on social media, don't do the record, they're assholes.
Yeah.
So Drake, Roddy, and who was the third one he hit up? Drake, Roddy. I forgot the third person, but it was somebody that I really would enjoy being on a Pop Smoke record. Yeah.
Cool. Let's just talk about. So you hear about Tekashi? That he's getting out early.
The faster he gets out, the quicker he dies. Is my take on it. So we'll see.
That's your hot take.
So August 2nd, he gets released from prison.
Yeah.
He'll be dead by August 6th. Just kidding. I don't want to say that. Sorry, Tekashi. No, but unless he enrolls in the witness protection program, that man is.
I don't think
target.
he will though.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So based off of his own stupidity, if that's what he chooses to do, he won't be on this earth too long because he's taken like, dude, you got a whole New York City gang that wants to see you in the grave right now.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't move out, I mean, you can't even go to LA anymore. Pop just died in LA. Like usually rappers leave their hood, go to LA, and then that's like their safe haven, you know, whether you be a Chicago rapper, New York rapper, whatever, you move to the LA, you know, the hills of Hollywood, that's your safe space. And then, you know, what happened to Pop, I don't even think you consider that anymore because there's just also been just people getting robbed left and right over there. That's, you know, that's where the lick is now, you know, so that ain't even gonna do. I think Tekashi literally just needs to disappear. And if he's not gonna do that, then it's only a matter of time because I don't think he realizes. I mean, he has to realize, but if he doesn't, like the gravity of the situation, how many lives you changed for the worse.
I mean, these people
whose
think
lives you made worse are killers.
Yeah. Like some of those dudes are seeing like 15 years. Mm-hmm. That's a long time to be away. Like, and
you're getting off you get off in less than a year. You think they're going to feel okay with that? They're going to be like, oh, well, good for him.
Yeah.
No.
It's not going to be casual like that.
Buddy. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be, I think that's going to be highly sensationalized, and it's going to lead to probably another rapper death. My guess. I hate to say it that way. I know it sounds super negative and morbid, but you reap what you sow is what the old adage is, and he definitely reaped what he sowed. So there's that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's switch gears a little bit.
What do you have to say about it? You never mentioned anything.
I mentioned shit. I'm the one who brought it up.
You brought it up. You never said your piece. What do you think?
What do I think? Huh. I mean, who the fuck knows? I honestly don't know. If I was him, I would go in witness protection, but you know.
You're a smart man.
Yeah. But he's a weird dude. I don't know. He did a lot of shit, and I think he's probably gonna see a lot of repercussions for those things. So.
I think he's taken too much. All the bright lights are blinding him, and he can't think straight. Because I think what he's thinking is he's got a very, very sexy lady waiting for him when he leaves. He's got money waiting for him before he leaves. He's got fans waiting for him before he leaves.
Yeah, because we'll also like think about like 50 Cent. He bought the rights to the story. That's a payday right there.
You can be in witness protection and cash a check, right?
I don't know. I don't know how those.
I'm pretty sure you can cash a check. You just got to be discreet. You got to go through your lawyer.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you can be in witness protection and cash a check. So it's not stopping him from getting that check. No. Maybe the releasing records and the whole like superstar thing. But if 50 wants to buy out your life story, you can make that happen.
Well, he did.
Ways. There you go. He's getting that check. So that's not going to stop him. I think it's the lady or ladies. Jade is his lady, and she's pretty sexy one at that. You know, he's got the fan base who still rides with him, even though he's a snitch, which is you know, and then you know, just the career and the lucrative potential of having him kind of redo his whole rollout that put him in prison in the first place.
Yeah.
So or trying a new rollout where he's just saved. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with him, what his rollout's going to be when he comes out of jail. I just know that it's going to be dumb for him to do it, but he's going to do it because he's blinded by all those things that I just named.
So you think he's going to drop a record?
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna do the whole the comeback thing, and he's gonna try to spin that, and he's gonna try to charm his way into our hearts, and it may work, but it also is still not gonna change the minds of the people we put behind bars. Yeah, that's what I think. He may charm us. He may, because he charmed the hell out of us when he did the first Breakfast Club interview and the second Breakfast Club interview. Like, I was laughing. I was like, before I hated him, you know, whatever. I found him annoying, and I watched the Breakfast Club interview. I was like, this motherfucker, he's funny. I like this guy. He's actually funny. He's entertaining. He's smarter than he puts on. But that
makes you think it's like an act. Like
exactly, it makes you think it's an act. And I was like, okay, I like that. It's kind of he's a funny rapper kind of guy. You know, he's a You know, but again, that doesn't. We may be charmed and be like, all right, he's a snitch, but we let him be. The people who serve in 15 years plus, and they're not gonna laugh. So
No.
anyway.
So yeah, definitely curious to see what happens. But
So good luck to Tekashi when he gets released from prison. That's when the real test starts.
yeah. What do you think the first thing he does when he gets out?
I think it's all gonna be televised. Number one.
Yeah.
I think Jade, his lady, is gonna be involved in some sort. She's probably gonna be his like right hand man. I think maybe the roll up could possibly be him and his girlfriend tying the knot and becoming like a celebrity couple of some sort.
They are like loving hip hop all of a sudden.
Well, do you remember when Gucci Mane got out of prison and like his wife, then like girlfriend, fiance, whatever, was like by his side, and then they got married. And now like that was kind of his roll up when he got out of prison, is like him and his wife. And he's a changed man. He lost a bunch of weight.
Well, now look at him now. He's like healthy and
so I
works out all the time.
Yeah. So I think Tekashi's probably gonna do one of those where like, Jade waited 2 years for him. He probably has some sort of trust now that she's been like kind of riding for him, quote unquote. And he's probably gonna pull one of those like, rollouts where he's with this woman and he's different and he grew up from his whatever and he's sorry for what he did and now he just wants to make a life for him and his wife and release his music. That's what I think. If I was to guess, that's my roll of the dice.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be that clean of a situation. I don't know if it's going to be that calculated either. Like, I just think he is probably going to just like jump right back into things thinking that he's going
to pop shit on Instagram.
Yeah. It's like he never even left kind of thing,
If he does that, it's going to look terrible for the justice system.
Yeah.
If he's just popping shit again and then being an idiot again and then like.
Well, I don't even think like him just saying like crazy stuff on like Instagram and shit, trying to argue with people. And
we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see how tough he really is, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got balls if he does that.
Yeah.
he's got balls if he's gonna do all that. All right, let's move on to the next topic.
Cool. So your boy Drake released a new freestyle. Did you listen? Yeah, you listened to it.
I didn't listen to the Lil Yachty thing, if that's what you're referencing.
No, I'm not that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you talking about the
Chicago freestyle and
the two songs?
Yeah.
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's good. I
like the song.
I think it's good. I love War. That song still I play like all the time. I love
it's
that
a good song.
I love that song and I love that video.
Yeah.
That's still.
Is that the one when they're
skiing?
Like skiing, yeah.
The skiing hip hop vid.
Yeah.
I like it. I approve.
It's different.
Definitely. The new song, the video was meh. The video was like, who directed? Jason Goldwatch. It seemed like one of those like.
I think so. Yeah.
Seemed like one of those Jason Goldwatch types where he's like backstage and like like traveling around, stuff like that. Kid Cudi did the same thing for Soundtrack to My Life. It seemed like one of those videos. So it was all right. It wasn't.
It's definitely a flex sort of video.
Yeah,
so.
And the song itself, like the whole like using the sample, like the Jay-Z sample.
You didn't like that?
I like when 40 makes his beats. I like when he puts his own stuff out. I think that's one of my favorite things about Drake is the fact that his production and his team of people.
I think
that's so good
that's why
sound.
it's a freestyle. It's considered a freestyle.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know why it's considered a freestyle because he sampled Jay-Z. He didn't freestyle on that. I don't think that's a freestyle. I don't think he actually freestyled. I don't.
We weren't there, so we don't know.
I don't think he actually freestyled, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that element of it being an old Jay-Z hit, like the beat that he chose. I don't think that. I like the second song, whatever the second song was. I like that.
The Chicago freestyle.
Yeah, and that was the Superman Eminem like kind of sample. That was much better because that didn't sound like Superman too much. The first one sounded exactly like the Jay-Z song, where the second one, the Superman sample, he kind of just like took some of the beat, sampled the beat and then like used some of the lines, but it was a little bit more different where it sounded like a new, different Drake song. And I like that one way more than I like the first one. What about you? What do you think?
I like them both.
You've been jamming to it ever since it came out?
I have. Yeah.
Where does this rank?
Is that okay?
In terms
Is that
of
okay if I do that?
Yeah, where does this rank in your release in terms of like War and these two songs? Which one do you like the most?
I like War's video a lot, but I think I like these songs better than I like War.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Everybody's got their own opinion. Okay, that's cool with you. That's cool.
Sorry.
I like that. I like the beat, the drill type beat from the War song. It was different. I don't know. I just like War much better. And I do you think so? What's he gearing up for? What is he doing?
He's dropping an album.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's what he does.
It's Drake time.
He'll put like
Singles.
singles out for a little while, and then he drops.
We probably got 6 months until we hear a Drake album.
Do you think it's a summer album, like right before summer, or do you think it's a fall?
I think I think the hit singles. There's probably going to be 2. Is going to come during summer. One in the beginning of summer.
Then you'll get the album dropping. Fall.
Yeah. The album dropping in October. And my guess, if I was to guess,
October's very own. Yeah.
The album is going to drop in October, and then because for whatever reason Jake loves October because he was born in that month or something stupid like that. But the songs, the hit songs, are definitely going to be summer songs, and he's just gearing up for that now, doing like the spring releases for these songs, and then like once I think by the end of by May, mid to end of May, possibly beginning of June, I think that's when we hear the first Drake's official record for the album, and then sometime in July. At the end of July, maybe we'll hear that second song. Is what my guess is, because he's taken a couple summers off, right? When was the last? When he released the Scorpion? When was that? 2018.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he's taken a couple summers off, or he's taken last summer off. I think he's gonna come back at it this summer.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. Yeah. I think so too.
I'm looking forward to it. I love Drake.
Yeah, same.
I hate singing Drake, but I love Drake, rapping Drake.
Well, he definitely rapped on these songs that he just put out.
Yeah. I hope we get more of that, more of the rappy stuff.
Yeah.
And more of that drill music stuff too from like War. Like that was dope. I want a whole album of just that.
Yeah.
Like
he's really good at
darker tone Drake, you know.
Do you think any other artist can like explore that, like sort of like how Drake can explore a lot of different stuff and still make it good?
No, because I think why Drake is able to do that so well is because, his ability, number one, yes. So I think other artists can do that when it comes to their rap abilities. But I think what Drake has that other rappers don't is the production, the production team behind his music. And it's just not one person. It starts with 40, but it's more than just 40. So I think that his team is mostly to credit for the innovative music that he puts out, or the productions that he puts out that influences by other productions that they borrow heavily from, I know he borrowed a lot of stuff from like England when he's out there, he's always intermingling with younger artists, newer sounds, so on and so forth. And I think that's his production team is probably what puts him over the top when it comes to releasing not just good music and music that he's able to really rap to, but the beats themselves make you want to keep listening to them. And that's what's so good about 40 and his team is they're able to always consistently do that. Every release, there's always one that really catches. Hotline Bling, last summer with God's Plan.
Yep.
Kiki, whatever that song is. Kiki, would you call me?
Fuck. Yeah.
He's good with it. This year, I think War obviously didn't have the big release that those songs had, but War I like more than those songs, if I'm being honest. That's my type of Drake. When Drake's in that pocket, that's my favorite type of Drake.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like the more up tempo, sort of shit that he drops.
Mm-hmm. So. Cool. So we'll be on the lookout. My guess is October Drake release with a couple hot new singles coming in the summertime.
Yep. There it is. Edwin's hot take. Hot take.
All right, what we got next?
We got 23rd.
No. Let's do Meek Mill.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do Meek Mill.
I definitely wanted to hear your thoughts on this.
All right, so Meek Mill the other day, this is probably like maybe 5 or so days ago, he posted I think an Instagram or a tweet that said pretty much poked fun of rappers who cancel their shows because they don't make any money when they cancel shows.
Yeah.
The very next day, what did he do? He canceled his show at UMass Amherst, my alma mater.
How do you feel about that?
Sus. Something suspicious is happening. Because he never came out and said why the show was canceled. He never
there was no
apologized to the
explanation
fans.
of why.
Apparently, the fans were very understanding and left in an orderly manner, which
is
I also found
suspect.
interesting. I was like, UMass people, they riot when you piss them off. And
what happened?
If you went from knowing that Meek Mill was going to headline your show to then finding out that Meek Mill bailed and that Lil TJ is headlining the show instead, I would be flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
But apparently the UMass kids these days, they're super cool and super
They're
laid
just
back.
like, you know what? This is fine.
I think we're going to go home.
We'll go rest up.
Home. Yeah, that doesn't add up to me because I spent a whole 4 years at UMass. I've seen the ins and outs, the highs and the lows.
We're there.
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
UMass is crazy. UMass is legit. Like
They've been on the news for rioting and shit.
Every college cliche, the Animal House movies, like all the cliche college stuff actually happens at UMass.
There.
Like that, those things exist in the world, and that takes place at UMass. I've seen crazy things at UMass. I've been to crazy parties at UMass. Like I know how crazy they give it up.
You've been one of them.
I have, yes. I've participated in riots.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's pretty crazy up there. And so the fact that something like, so we used to riot at UMass anytime we lost a sporting event, like the Super Bowl, or won one. Doesn't matter if we win or lose, we're rioting.
Yeah.
You telling me?
Does not matter.
You telling me Meek Mill pulling out of a show last minute, leaving you high and dry, nobody cared to I don't know.
It's a little weird.
I don't know what's happening. Maybe these young
I really
kids
want
are
to
getting
know
soft, but that doesn't
why
seem
he
like
canceled.
UMass I know.
That's the biggest question I like. Why?
If I was to guess, UMass police when I was there were, like dickbag stadies, pretty much. Like, like they're not just like campus cops. They're cops. Like
They act like cops.
They act like cops. Like they're not playing around at UMass. Like the whole UMass itself is like 25,000 people. They have a legit police department. It's not like a campus PD officer who's just kind of staying around and doing his shift and then going home. Like no, they got a whole squad over there, and they got a whole they have all the gear that they would possibly need, riot gear. Like they just look it up online, you'll see. Like the cops there, they got they have more than enough equipment to handle a situation. My guess is that they were probably overzealous in making sure that Meek Mill was compliant and legally able, to perform, at the Mullen Center or wherever the performance was, which probably means that they asked Meek and his crew, like, can we search?
Yeah, we gotta look through stuff.
We gotta look through stuff. We have this drug sniffing dog here. We want to just have him sniff around. I bet something like that happened where Meek was like, nah, you're not sniffing anything. And they were like, well, sir, if we can't sniff, then
you gotta
drugs
go
on you, then we can't perform tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, word? Okay. Well, you guys still got to pay me and I'm not performing. My guess is probably that's what happened. That's probably what happened because there has been situations where police, UMass police, either have overreacted or just misreacted, just didn't read the situation properly. I think with rappers coming in, obviously rappers come in with a ton of weed and stuff like that. Not every rapper, but that's probably their perception of a rapper. And they want to be like, well, we want to stop this, drug, blah, 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 from coming in here, blah, blah. And then they probably offered something like, let me just have my drug sniffing dog sniff around, make sure you guys are good to go and you guys are good. And Meek probably wasn't having it, is what I'm going to guess. He hasn't come out and said anything quite yet, So maybe.
I mean, I don't even think he'll even address it.
Well, my guess is maybe they're talking to the promoter or whatever and trying to get some money back. And obviously, if they say anything now, they're not going to get anything maybe. And so maybe he's just waiting for the situation to finish playing out.
They're playing nice.
Yeah, exactly. But my guess is we won't find out unless UMass people actually hit up Meek and grill him about it. Then he'll probably come out and say something. But my guess is probably they tried to do some sort of search on Meek, and Meek was like, nah, fuck that, I'm canceling the show. And that was that. My guess.
Possible.
I only spent 4 years at UMass, so,
You're a professional.
take that with a grain of salt.
UMass person, so, yeah. I don't know.
But if it's true that UMass kids didn't riot and they were compliant and all left nicely and peacefully, as they said.
I think that was the biggest,
good for you.
It's like, wow.
Maybe we are maturing as a race of people.
Some class here.
Because that was not the case when I was over there. Stupider things have happened for less at UMass. I swear to God.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos for the new UMass students who are clearly have more brain cells than past UMass students, such as myself.
I did go visit you, and I can say it's pretty crazy.
Oh, we took in light when you were there too.
I know.
Light. That was
light. It was light, but I know. I just I want to imagine it when it's like full crazy. I have not experienced that yet.
It's too late for you now. You'll never.
Too
find
late
out.
for me now. But
if you went to a party now, as a 30-year-old,
it'd be weird.
It'd be weird. College is over.
I'd rather go home.
I do. I'd rather be home anyway. But sometimes it'd be nice to kind of revisit. Have you ever thought about that? Like going to college again, like your college, and kind of just kind of seeing things and reliving moments.
I'm okay.
I can't do it anyway because it's I go over there and you would know nobody. You're like, oh yeah, I'm the weird old guy. Yeah,
washed up.
Yeah, all my memories have moved on. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to UMass for giving me 4 great years of nothing but partying and some
student
education, but definitely student debt. Yeah,
mostly student debt.
Yeah, I'm still paying for that to this day. All right, is that the last topic? What do we got?
We also have Biggie Smalls' 23rd anniversary of his death.
Is that the last topic?
Yeah.
We can keep this brief because there's not too much to discuss. I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about was, and this goes for both Biggie and Pac, the legacy. And we talked about this, I think, already in a previous podcast. So I don't want to kind of keep hammering this, but the legacy. We
definitely did.
The legacy they left behind. You see, 20 plus years later, how strong it is. We didn't move on from them.
Yeah, we're still talking.
We've never forgotten about them. It's never. I don't think we've ever taken their deaths for granted.
No.
We've forgotten about some hip hop artists. We've moved on from some artists, but I think those two,
their legacies will live on forever.
I either hear their music or hear people talking about them every day. Still, 23 years later,
and whenever you ask somebody what's your top 5, at least one of them is on the top 5.
Usually both of them. Yeah,
most of the time it is both. But most times it's at least one of them. So
just shows you the legacy they left behind, man. It's real. It's just beautiful to look at an art, just to look at somebody leave their legacy behind and still have it be as almost as if it was just yesterday that they passed on. We still
the fact that
hold
it's
them in high
23
regard.
years. And still,
and you can't even joke about them still. Remember when what was that white dude? Lil Xan. Remember Lil Xan made a Tupac comment?
Yeah.
And he got, that was pretty much the end of his career.
Got
I don't
dragged.
think he's quite bounced back from that quite yet. But you can't even joke about them still to this day. That's how serious and such a soft spot for a lot of fans in hip hop are. You can't even joke about their deaths or say that they suck because they are hip hop in many aspects. So shout out to Biggie, for being a legend, a myth. That's exactly what he's become, a myth, a legend. He'll always live on. And so it's beautiful. I'm glad that's one death where I'm I'm happy that people sort of reacted and just give that person their flowers and kind of keep them in their minds like that. I'm really proud of, you know. Yeah, so shout out to Biggie.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close it out. Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Grindhouse Podcast. I am your host again, Edwin. Thank you for hanging with me. Krita, you have anything to say to the audience before we head out?
You can buy some merch from us.
Where?
Because we have it. On our website, grindhouserecordings.com. There's a link in the description below. So definitely click that and buy some stuff.
Cool. All right, y'all. Peace. Love you. Bye.